This consists of three generators G1, G2, G3, and bus numbers are not given. This is the problem. So I'm going to assume from left side to right side, clockwise direction. The left side is bus 1, right side is bus 2. The horizontal, which is given in the bottom, that is bus 3. There are three buses, three generators G1, G2, G3, and three transmission lines. Transmission line impedances and generator impedances are given in the diagram. So I request all the students to write this problem and draw the diagram. This is a simple power system, 3 bus, consists of 3 generator, 3 transmission lines. Oh, you have drawn this. Shall we move on to next? See what is asked in the question. The question asked here is a singular transformation method Y bus. So we need to find admittance bus. We need to find the admittance bus. This admittance matrix is nothing but Y bus. We need to find this Y bus. For that, we should use the singular transformation method. Okay, there are two methods: singular transformation method and direct inspection method. So now we are discussing the singular transformation method only. So we are going to formulate Y bus with the help of singular transformation method. Okay. The simple power system is given. So I'm going to write the formula. The formula for Y bus is A transpose into Y into A. Okay, there is the formula. A transpose Y bus equal to A transpose. I will show the See, this is the formula. A transpose. This is previous problem what we solved in the earlier class. Okay, so this is the within the box. Y bus is A transpose small y into A. Left side it's a capital uppercase Y. This is Y bus. We are going to find. The right side is A. This A is bus incidence matrix. It's a transpose. A power t means A transpose. This is small y within the square bracket. That is a primitive admittance matrix. And the A is again the same bus incidence matrix. So now I'll this is earlier problem. Okay, let it be. Okay, now please write down this formula. Y bus equal to A transpose Y into A. Okay. Students, please write down this formula. Y bus equal to A transpose into Y into A. This is the matrix. Okay. Now, already you have taken this diagram and formula. This I am converting this problem into a tabular form instead of drawing the graph. So either we can draw the graph or we can make it a table. If make the table or if we make the graph, then it is easy for us to proceed further. Okay, once again I'll repeat. See, the problem is given. The problem given single line diagram of a power system, simple power system, 3 bus system was given. Now I'm going to solve this. To solve, first step, either I have to draw the graph. So graph means, you know, all the nodes should be connected with line. Okay. So either graph or else we can make a tabular column. So here, for simplicity, instead of a graph, I have written a tabular column. So by seeing that power system, I have written this table. There are 3 elements: generator 1, generator 2, generator 3, and it's generator 1 connected to first bus. 0 is not given. So I am, as I stated in the previous classes, whenever the generator is given, we are assuming it's a star connected generator and its neutral point is earthed, grounded. So based on that, I'm assuming the starting is 0, that is a reference, and finishing it bus number 1. Similarly, for the second generator, starting is a reference at 0 and it connected to node 2. Um, Generator 3, for generator 3, the starting is a reference at 0 node and the ending is third bus or third node. First 3 elements are 3 generator, remaining 3 elements are 3 transmission lines. That the starting ending, one thing you have to clear. See here, it is no direction is given. So arbitrarily we need to assume our direction. So I am assuming some direction. I am assuming a clockwise direction. So from bus 1 to bus 2, first transmission line. From bus 2 to bus 3, second transmission. So like that I am assuming. The column 3, serial number 6 I have written. Then element E1 to E6. Whatever they given, that I have written. There are 6 elements. Then this from bus to bus, by inspecting, by seeing that circuit diagram, single line diagram, I have written myself. This is third column from 2 bus. This is I have written. Again, the last fourth column. This is corresponding to the element from the given problem I have written. So generator 1 impedance is 0.1, generator 2 impedance is 0.3, generator 3 impedance is 0.3, and transmission line 1 is 0.4, transmission line 2 impedance is 0.2, and the last transmission 3 impedance, that is element 6, that impedance is J0.6. Okay, this impedance I have taken from the given problem. So this is the given problem. From the given problem, I am formulating this table. This table I am constructing. By seeing the problem, I am constructing this table. So I request all the students to copy down this table. Please copy down this table. So here our solution is starting. So after the diagram for the solution, first step I have written the table. Either we have to write the table or we need to draw the graph. Here I given the table. Okay. Both are almost the same only. Any method we can follow. Here I am following tabular column. So students, please write down this table in your notebook. Please write down this table in your notebook. So you have written the table. Now the first step, I am going to formulate bus incidence matrix. Directly I am going to write the bus incidence matrix. In bus incidence matrix, the reference node is neglected. I am going to neglect the reference node. So after neglecting the reference node, how many nodes I am having? The buses are node. I am having 3. 1, 2, 3. See in the diagram it is given there are 3 buses. Okay, 3 vertical lines, a thick line and one horizontal line. There is a junction point. There are 3 junction points. So that junction point. So from that we understand there are 3 buses. So using these 3 buses, I am going to construct my bus incidence matrix. The bus incidence matrix size is rho is equal to number of elements. So I am going to make a bus incidence matrix whose rho is equal to number of elements. Here there are 6 elements. So the number of row equal to 6. Here the bus incidence matrix has 6 row and column is depend upon number of node or number of buses, excluding the reference node. So 0 node is neglected. So after neglecting the remaining things, there are 3. So my bus incidence matrix, I am going to write a bus incidence matrix which is denoted by A, which has 6 rows and 3 columns. Okay. How I am getting this 6 row? 6 row. See this one I am getting because there are 6 elements. As there are 6 elements, I am making 6 rows. Okay. These 6 rows. Okay, these 6 rows are from here, and this column. There are 3 columns. This 3 column, six elements, and the maximum number of bus is 3. So this forms 6 rows and 3 columns. Based on this, number of element rows and number of buses makes a column. So this one, this is first I'm confirming the size. Then the entries of this A matrix, bus incidence matrix. This is first column. This is first column. This is first column. This first column indicates the first node. Okay, this is my first node or first bus. So this one, bus 1 is for first column. Then bus 2, this bus 2 is for second column. And bus 3 represents for third column. And entries. See, the element 1, the element is starting from 0. It is starting from 0. So 0 here there is no such column. For 0 node there is no column. Only it is starting from the first bus. So node 1, node 2, node 3, that only there. So I am neglecting this 0. Starting point is 1 and ending point should be -1. So for generator, all the starting point 0, that particular column is removed. Directly I am making the end point. So end point is -1. So corresponding to this bus number 1, corresponding to this bus number 1. See this bus number 1. For this bus number 1, it is a finishing point. So it is -1. Then for second generator, the bus number is 2. That is the finishing. So this is -1. And third generator, the finishing at 3. So corresponding to third column, it is -1. And when coming to element 4 constitutes the fourth row. Okay, this is fourth row. Fourth row belongs to element 4. And here the starting bus is 1. So here the corresponding, it should be 1, the starting point. And this is end point. End point is 2. So corresponding to column number 2, it is -1. So finishing point is -1, and this is starting point. So corresponding to that column, it is given 1. Remaining entries are 0. Similarly, the fifth element. For fifth element, see, for the fifth element, the starting bus is 2. So corresponding to second column is 1. And its finishing point is 3. So corresponding to third column, it is -1. So starting is second, so it is 1. Finishing is 3. So finishing point, that particular column is -1. So it is written. Similarly, for the sixth element, for the last element, sixth element, its starting point is 3. So corresponding the third column, it is 1. This element finishing at first node. So for that, the first node is -1. So like that, we are marking the starting point is, this is starting point is 1, and the end point, finishing point is -1. So I have shown in different color for better understanding. So finishing point is 1. So the finishing point will become -1. So now I have constructed my primitive bus sorry, I am constructing the bus incidence matrix. Now I request all the students to write down this bus incidence matrix. Try yourself. You yourself write this bus incidence matrix. If you are not able to follow, then you can refer this, which is given in the slide. So after writing the table, write down bus incidence matrix whose size is 6 rows because 6 elements. The column is 3 column because excluding the reference 0 node, we have 3 node or 3 buses, so 3 column. This is bus incidence matrix.
Sir, how we got impedance from fourth element?
For fourth element impedance is given 0.4, J 0.4.
Fourth, can you show the diagram, sir? I think I did that. Okay, just a minute.
Here, this is fourth element.
Yes, sir, just a minute. Sir, completed.
Okay, taken diagram.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So this all the things we have writing this table based on that diagram. So bus incidence matrix over. Next, we are going to find primitive admittance matrix. To find primitive admittance matrix, first step we need to find primitive impedance matrix. The primitive impedance matrix size is number of elements. It is a square matrix and its size is equal to number of rows. So number of elements. Here how many elements we are having? We are having 6 elements. So the primitive impedance bus size is 6. So primitive impedance matrix is denoted by lowercase z and it is a square matrix having row and column equal to number of elements. As we are having 6 elements, 6 rows and 6 columns. And another thing, sorry, excuse me. See, this is a diagonal matrix and J is commonly taken outside of the matrix J. So remaining entries are written in the diagonal. So the first diagonal is the first element, second diagonal is the second element, third diagonal is the third element, like that all the 6 elements given 6 diagonal. Now my aim is to get primitive admittance matrix. So primitive admittance matrix, that is inverse of this primitive impedance matrix. So primitive impedance matrix inverse, since it is a diagonal matrix, for the diagonals, for the principal diagonal elements, directly we can take a reciprocal. So that is, we are taking this. So now I request all the students, please write down this primitive impedance matrix, a square matrix 6 cross 6, and the diagonal values are equal to the element, the corresponding element impedance. Then you write down primitive admittance matrix, which is reciprocal of the particular diagonal value. And here, one more thing you need to note down. Here in impedance matrix it is given J, positive J. In admittance matrix it is given minus J. because if we take reciprocal, that is 1 by j, it will become minus j. So this Y matrix is minus j into the reciprocal of diagonal elements. Okay, so write down, find the value, use your calculator and find this primitive administration matrix. Okay, find the value. Okay, 1 divided by 0.1 will become 10. 1 divided by 0.2 will become 5. So find and write down in the particular position. The corresponding position, fill up the value. Use the calculator and fill up this value. Okay, once you return, just inform me. I'll show the answer. You can verify your answer.
Completed.
Thank you. Now, I'll show the answer. Just you can check it. Are you getting the same or any other thing?
Same.
Okay, thank you. So now we have got this primitive admittance matrix. So now we have two matrices. One is bus incidence matrix A and primitive admittance matrix small y. Next step, I'm going to find y bus. In singular transformation method, the formula for y bus is A transpose into y into A, where A is the bus incidence matrix. So now write down all these three matrices like what is given in the screen. Okay, now write down, substitute A value, that is bus incidence matrix value and primitive admittance matrix value. Write down the three matrix. Now it is a matrix multiplication. Minus j is commonly taken. It is taken outside commonly. If you keep minus j for each and every element, it makes a complexity. So minus j is commonly taken out. So after transpose, the first matrix will become like this. The row is converted into column. The remaining other two matrices are same. Write down this matrix. After transpose, write this matrix. Once you have done, then you can start reduce first two matrices. Reduce first two matrices into one single matrix. Okay, have you taken this? in the next step, I'm reducing this matrix. This first two matrix I'm reducing. So you can check your answer. The matrix multiplication. After solving the two matrix, first two matrix, if you reduce, you might be getting this answer. Check this with your answer. After getting this result, again you need to reduce these two matrices into one single matrix. That is our required Y bus. Let me know once you completed the matrix. Do you got the final matrix? Final answer. Final answer is after reducing these two matrix, we'll be getting a 3 cross 3 matrix. This is the impedance. See, after calculating the Y bus, you need to cross verify this Y bus size must be equal to number of buses. So how many buses we have started? Excluding the reference bus, there are 3 buses, bus 1, 2, 3. If there are 3 buses, your Y bus size should be 3 cross 3. If you have 5 buses, then your Y bus size should be 5 cross 5.